Welcome to another award prediction show. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to break down who's going to take home the big prizes at the 81st Annual Golden Globe Awards. The award show is going to air live on CBS and stream on Paramount Plus simultaneously on Sunday, January 7th, 2024. Happy New Year to each and every one of you that are watching this. Thank you guys for continuing to tune in to my award predictions here. I'm going to share my predictions on the film side of things and who will take home the Globe prizes. Before we dive in, I want to thank you guys for the continued support. If you could do me a favor and drop that subscribe, hit the like, maybe comment your thoughts on who you think is going to take home the big prizes on the Golden Globes. Again, thank you so much for the continued support here. I will be hosting many award conversations. I've got the Golden Globe predictions. I've got the CCA predictions coming up. I got the Maestro predictions coming up. Of course, I've got more Oscar nomination predictions coming as we inch closer and closer to the nominations. Very excited for this award season. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the film section of the Golden Globes and who I believe is going to take home the big prizes. All right. For the Golden Globe for Best Original Song in a Motion Picture, we have Addicted to Romance from the film She Came to Me by Bruce Springsteen, Dance the Night, by and from Barbie, I'm Just Ken, Barbie, Peaches, The Super Mario Brothers, Road to Freedom, Rustin, and What Was I Made For, Barbie. I believe that this is going to kickstart the run for Billie Eilish and Phineas O'Connell, where they start their run for what is going to be the inevitable second Oscar for that duo, with What Was I Made For taking home the Golden Globe trophy. All right, Best Original Score, Jerkson Fendrix for Poor Things, Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer, Joe Hisaishi for The Boy and the Heroine, Micah Levi for The Zone of Interest, Daniel Pemberton for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Robbie Robertson for Killers of the Flower Moon. Personally, this is definitely an interesting category. The one that I really love more than anything in this category is Jerkson Fendrix, Poor Things score. It's his first score ever in any film, which is very impressive. But for me, I think this is Ludwig's year, and I do believe he's going to take home the Best Original Score for his incredible work in Oppenheimer. All right, moving right along. Best Screenplay Motion Picture, Greta Gerwig, Noah Baumbach for Barbie, Tony McNamara for Poor Things, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Eric Roth and Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Celine Song for Past Lives, Justin Triet and Arthur Harari for Anatomy of a Fall. This is really a stacked category. I really feel like this can go several different places. I do think that Tony McNamara could really take this home for Poor Things. Nolan's in the conversation, Martin Scorsese, Celine Song for Past Lives. Personally, I'm going to go with Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach taking home Best Screenplay for a Motion Picture for their work with Barbie. Best Director Motion Picture, we get the big one. Bradley Cooper, Maestro, Greta Gerwig, Barbie, Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things, Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer, Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Celine Song for Past Lives. Man, this one to me is lock, throw away the key. I think this person's going to take home the Academy Award as well, their first ever Academy Award, but I do see them taking home the Best Director trophy on January 7th at the Golden Globes, and that is Mr. Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. All right, moving over to the Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Supporting Role. Remember, the Golden Globe splits the top categories like Best Actor and Best Actress. However, what they do not do is offer comedy and musical and drama, but the supporting categories are combined into one. Our nominees were William Dafoe for Poor Things, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Charles Melton for May December, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Now, this is where things could get very interesting. Robert Downey Jr. has been the talk of the town as ever since his performance in Oppenheimer. People said you can lock the key, throw it away. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to have a surefire Oscar. He's finally going to win his Oscar. But Ryan Gosling's momentum for Barbie has really stood the test of time. And I truly believe that this is going to be a win for Mr. Ryan Gosling for Barbie. I think this is going to be the first of many wins for him in this awards race. A little bit of wild card here, possibly Charles Melton from May December, who's been making some serious noise on the critic circle run. Female actor in a supporting role in a motion picture. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, Jodie Foster for Nyad, Julianne Moore for May December, Rosamund Pike for Saltburn, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Now, Randolph has been taking every single supporting actress award across the board. And to me, I believe that she's probably going to win this one, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that Danielle Brooks takes this home for The Color Purple. And honestly, very deserving so, because her performance is electric in The Color Purple. So I really love her performance in that. And I do think that she's going to take home the trophy with Divine Joy in the runner-up slot. Best performance in a male actor in a motion picture, music, or comedy. Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario, Timothée Chalamet for Wonka, Matt Damon for Air, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Joaquin Phoenix for Beau is Afraid, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Now, this is things where things will get interesting, because on the surface, it's probably Paul Giamatti as a lock in for his performance in The Holdovers. But I do think a wild card here is definitely Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. The fact that he's in the conversation, I do believe, for the best actor in getting a nominations at the upcoming Academy Awards, I do think that puts him in a two-man race between him and Giamatti. Because there's a chance that both of those men also get a look at the Academy Award nomination as well. So because of that, Giamatti versus Wright, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to sit here and say that Jeffrey Wright is going to take home the Golden Globe. All right, moving right on to Best Performance by a Female Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Drama. Fantasia Barrano for The Color Purple, Jennifer Lawrence, No Hard Feelings, Natalie Portman for May December, Alma Potsti for Fallen Leaves, Margot Robbie for Barbie, and Emma Stone for Poor Things. Now, to me, this one is an easy one. I do believe this is going to be Emma Stone for Poor Things. As much as I love some of the other performances in this category, I do think that she has the best performance of anybody here. So give me Emma Stone for Poor Things. And I think that it's not even a conversation or question of whether or not she wins that or not. I think it's a lock there. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture drama. Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon, Colman Domingo for Rustin, Barry Keoghan for Saltburn, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers. Now, this one to me seems like it's a Cillian Murphy type of night, and I think it's an Oppenheimer type of night. So give me Cillian Murphy to win with a maybe possible second place running for Bradley Cooper there. All right, moving right along to Best Performance by a Female in a Motion Picture. Let's see here. Annette Bening for Nyad, Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Greta Lee for Past Lives, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. Now, again, I think this one's an easy one as well. This is a Gladstone versus Mulligan race, and I think Gladstone is just too much of a force to be reckoned with right now, and I think that she's going to take home the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Drama Movie. All right, Best Motion Picture, non-English language, Anatomy of a Fall, Fallen Leaves, Io Capitano, Past Lives, Society of the Snow, and The Zone of Interest. This one's definitely interesting. I feel like this is a Past Lives win, but it's also very weird because Past Lives doesn't belong in this conversation. Very minimal. I mean, sure, it is a partial non-English film, but I just don't understand why it's in this conversation. I think it's going to win probably just because of the strong nominees across the board. However, on the flip side, I do think that The Zone of Interest is in the conversation, as well as Anatomy of a Fall. So give me Past Lives by default here. Cinematic and box office achievement: Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, John Wick Chapter 4, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Oppenheimer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Super Mario Brothers, and Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. To me, this is a no-brainer. It's Barbie. It was the #1 movie. It's a box office achievement, so that only makes sense. All right, motion picture animated: Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Suzumi, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Wish. I'm still mad that they snubbed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here because to me that is the best animated movie of 2023. That said, this is easy. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is going to take this one. I think it's going to go ahead and take home the Academy Award as well. Best Motion Picture in a Musical or Comedy. Poor Things, May, December, The Holdovers, Barbie, American Fiction, and Air. I do think Barbie's going to take this one home. I think that we're going to have a Barbieheimer event here towards the end of the show, where we have Barbie taking home the Best Motion Picture in a musical or comedy. And then, of course, for Best Motion Picture in a drama, Anatomy of a Fall, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and The Zone of Interest. I do believe Oppenheimer is going to take home that prize as well. So with that being said, that is a wrap on my Golden Globe predictions. Where do you think I got right? Where do you think I got wrong? Let me know in the comments. Comment below who you think is going to take home the big prizes on Golden Globe night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys next time.